Kelsey Pacer, and I'm here with you today to introduce you to Nearpod. You might be hearing a lot about Nearpod lately and wondering, what is it? Well, Nearpod is an interactive tool that allows teachers to guide students through lessons on multiple computers and tablets. Students can interact directly with the lesson through drawing pictures and answering questions, and teachers can see all student input, which allows for guiding future instruction. Through watching this video, I would like you to be able to access the Nearpod lessons through the Rapid Identity home screen, search for lessons that fit your instructional needs, and be able to visualize how you would use these lessons and implement them in your classroom with your students. This will be a crash course in Nearpod, and it should take less than 5 minutes. Does that sound good? Let's get started. In order to accomplish our objectives, we need to log into Rapid Identity and get to our home screen. So I'm going to log myself in first to get to all of these lovely icons. And when you look in the 4th row down at the very bottom, you'll see there's a Nearpod icon. I'm going to click on the Nearpod icon, make sure I'm getting in through my school email account, and get right into the Nearpod website. So here we are, we've gotten to Nearpod through Rapid Identity. So now we need to select lessons. So if you want to select a lesson specific to whatever you're teaching, you need to click on the Explore tab at the top of the screen. And when you click on the Explore tab, you'll see there are lots of offers and different lessons that are advertised. But in order to really pinpoint what you need, I would go to the search bar. So I'm going to model this and say we are doing decimals. And then I want to do decimals, but I want to add some filters. So I want, personally, a free lesson. It needs to be related to math. And then I'm just going to search and see what comes up. Search all lessons. And I'm going to see that this reading, writing, comparing decimals to the thousandths place looks like it might work for my classroom. So I'm going to click on it and do a little more investigating. When I click on the lesson, you'll see that there's a preview option where you can go through and see all of the instructor slides. You can decide, will this lesson work for my class or should I keep looking? I'm thinking it looks pretty good. So I'm going to add this to my library if I haven't added it already. It says show in my library, which means it's down there. If you do not have it in your library, there will be a button here that says add to my library. So I will click on this one just to show you that button. So here's operations with whole numbers and decimals, which will work for my students eventually. So if I wanted to add this to my library, you can see this blue add to my library button. So I would add this to my library. Great. So now we have a lesson that we want to use with our kids. Let's see what we would do in order to implement it in our classroom. So I'm going to go back to my library at the top of the screen. And I'm going to select one of my lessons. So I'll pick this decimal lesson to the thousandth place. And when you hover over the lesson, you'll see you have several options. Live session is for you to control the lesson and move through it, and the students will just move along with you. Student paced is when the student would do it on their own. You may go back and you may edit, which is a really nice option. So if you notice that there were slides in the lesson that you don't think would work for your population, you can edit them, you can delete them, you can add in additional slides and additional activities. And if you want to go back and preview again, you would just click preview. So say you want to do this with your students and you are in control. You would click on live session. And when you click on your live session, a pin will pop up. So this is similar to something like Kahoot, where your students will be on their individual computers or tablets, and they will type in this code to enter and get access to your specific Nearpod lesson. So you would put that code up. I write it on the board. You can leave this up. They'll type that in, and they'll access this through the Nearpod on their Rapid home screen. And when you have that, you'll come into your screen You'll notice that there's a section where you'll see who is logged in to your Nearpod lesson. There's a reminder for the pin, and then you can start moving through your lesson with the students. So you would click on these arrows as you please to move them through the lesson. So whatever is on your screen is what they will see as well. So I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any questions about how to use Nearpod in your classroom, please let me know. Thank you so much.